All right, and we welcome back our analysts, Mike Lefko and Eric Foreman. This is On the Attack. You guys know how this works. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. If you like it, you finish it. If you don't, you feed it away. And now we'll start on the defensive side of the ball. John Galloway. Will he allow under 5 goals, feed it or finish it?
Well, I'm going to feed this one, Dan. I think, yes, Galloway has had a great season, maybe one of the best saving-wise in his career, but the simple fact is the SU defense allows 8 goals a game, and the way these two teams play, it's a high-paced game. They run up and down the field. They get up and down the whole Carrier Dome surface there, and these teams last time, 15-13 game last year, I think it'll be similar double-digit scoring-wise. And as good as Galloway's played, it's a lot to ask to hold a team to only 5 goals.
Right, but you got to remember, a guy who has won 2 national championships already, he's playing his best lacrosse. Albany's averaging like 8-9 goals a game. They scored 7 goals in a win over Bucknell. I think this is Galloway's really big game of the year, where he really showcases how much better he's really gotten in the settled situation.
But 7 is more than 5. So
7 is 5. This is Albany. If he gives up 6 to Nova, Albany is a much inferior team to Nova. Nova is a top 20 team.
All right, guys, turning our eyes to the offense side of the ball. Stephen Keogh, SU's leading goal scorer now. Feed it or finish it, he gets a hat trick.
I'm going to finish this one, too. I think when SU is really doing well, they're getting the ball to Stephen Keogh. They're running their offensive plays. They're feeding to Stephen Keogh in front of the net, and he is finishing. Take the first half against Georgetown as a case study. The guy scores 5 goals in the first half. Granted, he didn't have any in the second half, but we'll forget about that for now. 5 goals in the first half. If SU is running their offense, Stephen Keogh is getting the ball in front. He's a box-to-cross player. He's very accurate. He'll put it right in.
Eric, you said Albany is worse than Villanova. And 13 different players scored against Villanova. So if Albany is worse than Villanova, I think it's going to be more of that, maybe even more. 14 players have scored multiple goals this season. I think it's going to be a very balanced scoring attack. There has been no guy that's really taken over like Keogh did last year. Yes, he leads this team. There are a lot of guys that can finish, and a lot of young guys really will get some time. And if you think it will be kind of a blowout, which I think it might be more of a blowout, more guys will get some playing time like we saw against Villanova. A lot more people will score.
Mike, you kind of segued into our last scenario pretty well here. Against Villanova, the Orange, 13 different players scored. You already said it. Feed or finish, 8 SU players score on the Great Danes.
Well, that's why for the first time I am going to finish this one. And I think I just kind of mentioned it a little bit. It will be a very balanced scoring attack. A lot of guys know how to finish this year. They don't really have defined roles of one guy will quarterback the X, the other 2 will finish on the attack. A lot of guys from the midfield, Joe Von Miller, you've seen him take a more of an offensive role scoring this year. And a lot of the attackmen know how to finish as well. With it being a blowout game, like I said, we'll have guys like Alex Giacondi getting in there and scoring 2 goals. I think it'll be a lot of players scoring, definitely more than 8.
You know, what made SU so good last year is that they had like 11 guys that could score night in and night out. It's the same way this season. There are so many guys that can score on this team, so many guys that will. In a game like Albany, it's second team guys, third team, fourth team, especially on the midlines. These are the guys that are going to be getting into the game, especially towards the end. Alex Giacondi scored 2 goals against Nova. He could have another 2 against Albany because you know what? This game could be a blowout by the time the second half rolls around.
Good stuff, Mike and Eric. We'll get to you guys again later in the show.